played in Australia at Melbourne was members, employees of the Royal Victorian Wine Institute in 1922. From there, the game was also played at Sydney by the members of the Institute in Sydney in 1923, and for a period of 10 or 15 years, various interstate games were played between these two groups. The game then went on throughout the various other states of Australia. Tasmania founded the game in 1936, Queensland in 1937. For that period, there were various private councils between each of those four states. The game actually was founded as far as the Australian Wine Cricket Council in Melbourne in 1952, when the first Australian Wine Cricket Carnival was played at Melbourne between the four states, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. And since that period, a constitution has been drawn up between those states, and also we have invited other states to play, and South Australia and Western Australia have now become members of the Australian Wine Cricket Council. The game proceeded between those four states until 1970, when South Australia first brought their team to Sydney and participated, making 5 teams playing in the game. And then in 1972 at Brisbane, the West Australian team turned up, and we were able to have the whole 6 states of Australia playing. Throughout the period, the game of wine cricket has moved to various other countries: New Zealand, England, Pakistan, India and Sri Lanka. Now, the ball that I'm holding has a rattle. The rattle there, they will closely behind the players here. The cane ball, the first ball that we use, actually being cane, it has to have soaking and requires 12 to 16 hours of soaking in water before use. And this ball was used right from the early days of 1922 right up to 1974. Just going back to the cane ball, it had not being perfectly round, it contains tops, lead weight, and weighs approximately 5.5 to 6 ounces, as near as possible to the sided cricket ball. We found that the cane ball, whilst it was very good, it did tend to deviate, and they had to be replaced about every 80 to 100 runs, because naturally the continual hitting by the batsman did tend to break up the cane. And since that period we've introduced a new nylon ball, and the first one that we introduced was a red nylon at the Hobart Carnival in 1974. Now this has a fairly distinct rattle. It is a red colour, and it was the colour that we first used, and we found that it was very successful. The ball would stand up to 500 to 600 runs. Very good, but against the coloured stumps that we used, you have the iridescent orange, some players have difficulty sometimes knowing whether the ball had perhaps touched the stumps. And then from there we went to a new ball, a black one, for Sydney in 1980. The ball actually in 1978 was introduced to Melbourne, but in 1980 we played in Sydney. Now this black ball is based on the same procedure, hand woven, black nylon, very hardy, has fortified bottom tops inside or lead weight. That's been an outstanding success for flying cricket throughout Australia. Black against the coloured stumps is very, very distinguishable, and players of passing side and totally blind have no trouble with passing side or umpires outside of officials seeing the ball. Totally blind hear it. We'll give you a demonstration of how the ball hitting the stumps and there's a distinct sound. Now from the black ball, played the game, and they have a new ball, and it's only basically the same as far as nylon, but it's a different colour. I'll now take on the white ball, grey or grey white as stumps, very easy to see with a new seal. They are using stumps very similar to the same colour as the ball, and they are finding it quite successful, but we here in Australia feel that the ball is very hard to see on our grey coloured pitches or concrete pitches which we play upon. There has been a new ball Victorians have requested the ball maker to make. I'll demonstrate this. It's a black and white ball. Half the ball is white and half is black. Certain teams around Australia that make boys, you'll find that it's the same colour as they wear. But the black and white ball is a colour that we are at the moment demonstrating and we're only trialling with. Perhaps it could be a ball of the future. Their line cricket will probably look upon Sputnik balls, as they're called, which is a battery operated ball that America have introduced for their baseball. Here in Australia, they're currently working on a project to get a ball of a similar type to a baseball, a little bit bigger than the ball I'm holding.